I would say that, but I would add something.
Yes, please.
I would add two things. He was wonderful, but too much emphasis is placed, I think, in the general public on the importance of some perfect, brilliant teacher or professor. And that's not fair and impossible to think it all rests on these brilliant, perfect people, because it rests on two other things as well.
No.
It rests on school environments that make the opportunity for teachers to get to know small groups of students very well a top priority. So no teacher, no matter how brilliant and wonderful they are, can do what he did if the structure of the school doesn't allow them to spend real time with a reasonable number of students. If you see 30 children every hour and 30 different, if you encounter 175 students a week, no matter how brilliant you are, you cannot make that connection and get to know them. The schools, whether they're universities or elementary schools or high schools, should make that kind of environment a top priority. He was at a college that made that a priority. Every incoming student was in a seminar of 15 students for a whole year with one professor. So that's number one. And number two, that goes with that, those schools also have to make a close relationship between the teacher and the kids as important as the material that the kid learns. So being known by an adult, very well known, and getting to know that adult very well, that's a key, essential ingredient of a good school experience. And that's true for 5-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and 21-year-olds. And those are two things that have more to do with both the structure and the goals of education than the wonderful qualities of the teacher. That's very important too. But they're all important. If you went to a hospital, you would say we have to have great surgeons, or internists or whatever. We have to have great equipment, the best MRI machine and and we have to have great, let me see what was the third, I can think of several things they have to have, but great, absolute clean conditions, like, immaculate operating rooms and everybody washing their hands, as the Tulpa one day would say, before they go into every patient's room. So there are a lot of things that are necessary. No one questions that when it comes to a hospital, that there are several different components you need. Great nurses, because we all accept that to make a good hospital requires all these different components, but schools are just the same and they're just as important. So that's why I would just add, yes, Ilya Wax, my professor, was an amazing person, but he was also in a school that had both the right structure, the right setup to allow him to be his wonderful self, and it made the relationship between the professor and the students a top priority.
Wow.